Gotcha. That last motherfucker probably gotcha. We gotta sink them bitches. So, I'm about to tell you all a story. And it's basically like, I am a phenomenon kind of guy. And I want to talk about phenomena, especially aerial phenomena. The shit that is hitting the fucking fans right now. It is 2023, it is 2024. We are seeing more UFO footage than we have ever seen in our entire life, or so the Germans would have us believe. But anyway, I digress. We are talking here about a pandemic. We are talking here about an influx of UFO footage, which is a good thing. In my opinion, it's a fantastic thing. Because a lot of government, other than our own, have already disclosed all this stuff. If they see something in the sky, like for instance, I believe, hey, listen, the Germans made me believe this. But as far as I believe, in Sweden, and I could be completely wrong, I think the Swedish government, when they see something in the sky, they don't say to their people, "Oh, that's a weather balloon." They don't say to their people, "This is an excuse." They don't give, they don't give any excuses. They would say basically, "This is an unexplained phenomenon." They're not going to beat around the bush. They're not going to write home. They're not going to create a cover-up. Because they want to be honest with the people. We have no idea. If we did, we'd tell you. And I don't understand why the American government and the Canadian government can't do things like that. Okay, so someone just followed me. Hey there, how you doing? All right, we're welcoming everybody in. This is time for a little bit of a change here. Not about to do anything stupid, or so the Germans would have us believe. Anyway, if there's anybody there, thank you for joining my stream. I want to tell you a little bit something about my past with paranormal phenomena. About a paranormal phenomenon. Try and say that 17 times without breaking a sweat. So, my journey into this world of the paranormal started for me when I was in college. I was a budding YouTube star, and as you can see, if you go to my YouTube channel and you see the linked accounts, you'll find Sam J Souls, my old account, Justin S, and it's got 1,000 subscribers. I did work at it for a long time, but I was very, very young. I did monetize the videos for a little while, but it didn't really take off it didn't really take off the way everyone would hope it would take off, right? But I had that video and I was addicted to YouTube. And then I found Project Camelot. Project Camelot, the account, I'm sure it still exists today. I haven't looked at it for a very long time, but they're the ones, that was the channel that opened my eyes to the fact that there is a lot of activity happening on the smoke screen, behind the curtain, as it were. It's scary. So I'll start with Carrie Cassidy. Carrie Cassidy was the interviewer that worked on Project Camelot since its foundation. And Bill Ryan was her co-interviewer, co-producer, everything. I think they started the channel together, but you could tell Carrie Cassidy had a little bit of a PMS problem. And Bill Ryan, he had his head up his ass with his own ideas. Together they made a fantastic crew of paranormal researchers. But at the end of the day, the real victors of that YouTube channel were the people that they were interviewing. They chose some of the best, most craziest folks they had military, they had people that had gone through 20 and back programs, they had people that have gone through MK Ultra. Now, if you don't know what MK Ultra is, this is the making of super soldiers. There is a movie with Kurt Russell called Soldier. If you haven't seen it, it is a tremendous watch, not just because it kind of has a truth to this sort of life, but there are there are programs that are dedicated to doing this. They take children out of their, life. The military might say to the family, he has potential or she has potential, take him to a special program. But what they don't know is they're being inundated and indoctrinated with incredible stuff until the military basically come in and say, we'll give you a vast sum of money if we can buy your child, or this child is born into the military and the military has ownership of that child, which is 9 times out of 10 what's been going on, especially in the last 40 years, because we've had the capabilities to breed in these situations, or so the Germans might have us believe. Anyway, there are amazing accounts on this website with people that claim to have gone through the MK Ultra project. They've come out the other side. They have teams of people that are kind of on their side, and they have this whole clique. Anyway, they have a whole team of people. Fucking, never mind. Anyway, so, next, we're gonna go down this rabbit hole. So I'm watching Kerry Cassidy, and I see there's an amazing interview, a 3-part interview with this guy, Dan Burish. Look up the name Dan Burish. The man was a decorated military soldier, and he was part of, there was a crash of a UFO, and he was part of the wreckage crew, what have you, and he got to know this one entity, an alien that survived the crash, or so the Germans might have us believe. And he told us of this account with this alien creature, and that the alien creature gave him a nickname. He had a name for that alien creature. They had talked about that, and they actually planned for this alien's escape beforehand. The alien, which was Biddy, I think the name was, or maybe the name for him was Biddy. I'm not sure, but it was a really primitive language he was talking about, and it all took place in his mind. It was all telepathic, right? It's a crazy story, but. And you might think, oh, this guy's full of shit, he's, talking trash, but it's really hard to look into a camera for 3 hours and tell a lie. This is a 3-part interview, and this is back in the day when the maximum amount of minutes on a YouTube video was 1 hour, right? So this was a 3-parter with a man looking into a camera the whole time. The interviewer's back here talking to him, Kerry Cassidy and Bill Ryan, for 2.5 to 3 hours. I don't care where you come from. It is very difficult to lie to a camera for that amount of time. And they're asking him questions at the same time. They're asking him logistic questions to try and trip up the story almost, right? And there's a lot of times where he gets offended. And then a couple videos later, Dan Burish comes back with a friend of his to kind of corroborate the story, a guy that's equally as fucked up. Anyway, so a little bit farther goes that line. So we're still talking about Project Camelot. Okay, we go a little bit farther down the line. And then I start watching videos with Kerry Cassidy interviewing a young man named David Wilcox. And I listened to he believes he is a reincarnation of Edgar Casey, who was a medium in like the 40s and 50s. So Edgar Casey was this great medium, apparently. And David Wilcox, especially in those first interviews, he was like, and he still is very full of himself. If you follow David Wilcox, he's incredibly full of himself. But even back in the day, he's like, I have read so many books, I have studied this and that, and I feel like I am very special, and all this literally crazy crap. The man is absolutely legitimately fucking insane. Probably Asperger's or something like that, because he's a literal genius, And when it comes down to subjects that he talks about, it is hard to deny how absolutely knowledgeable this man is when it comes down to it. Like, absolutely fucking knowledgeable. It is hard to deny that guy. I'm trying, believe me. Having said that, when it's all said and done, he made a production company called Gaiam. G-A-I-A-M. Gaiam. And this was basically when DVDs were first coming out and the internet was kind of like blowing up. Gaiam TV was a yoga channel. And they had yoga instructors online and doing DVDs, and you'd go into a library and you'd see Gaian TV kind of everywhere, right? Libraries, chapters, Indigo, all kinds of bookstores and things like that. That's basically where their realm was, right? And then the internet started to really take off, and I looked up Gaia TV, or Gaia.com, not Gaiam anymore. They changed to Gaia, which is the name for Earth, or Mother Earth, or God. Even Gaiam is the name for Earth, or Mother Earth, and God, etc. But they took a different approach. It was a much better approach. It was more like cosmic disclosure, government cover-ups, connections in the web of our entire existence. You know, like really out there stuff that you really want, stuff that's super addictive to hear. They also had shows with mediums that would talk to people. They also had, Gaia itself, Gaia still exists, Gaia.com, guys, and I truly do recommend subscribing to Gaia.com. David Wilcock founded it, but he's not a part of it anymore. David Wilcock founded it, he made the yoga stuff, he got all these people together, but then there was a group of people that decided to quite literally ambush this poor man. Jason Rice and Corey Good, they came on the show called Cosmic Disclosure. Cosmic Disclosure was an experimental project at first, but Corey Good was the initial host on the show, and he made 8 seasons, and I'm talking like quite literally 20 to 24 episodes per season. Every episode consisting of half an hour to 40 minutes of David Wilcock asking him questions and him answering them. And he was apparently part of the 20 and Back program. And if you don't know what the 20 and Back program is, 20 and Back program is basically the government, the military, whomever you've made an agreement with or been a partnership with, they'll come and take you, and they'll pretend that they're aliens. They'll take you away. They'll say to you, this is all alleged. This is exactly what Corey Good said through this whole thing. They'll take you away, they'll make you do, with the promise of like huge payments, they'll make you do a lot of, military intelligence things with extraterrestrial beings and off-world projects and all these crazy things. And during which you spend 20 years working for this off-world government. After this time, you're now 37 or 38, then you are age regressed, memory regressed, and shoved your clone-ass soul back into your 17-year-old body where you don't remember shit. And you live your life as normal, and then all of a sudden these memories start coming back to you in a crazy influx, and you're all pissed off that you didn't get your $1.5 million that was promised to you at the beginning of the 20 Back program. And then Corey Good, after coming forward with this story with a bunch of other people that are willing to collaborate, like Jason Rice and Kramer, there was another name, something Kramer. There's a few other names. It says the claims are super, and like the claims are amazing, and I do wish they were true, because it's a very like Star Trek-y kind of future, kind of looking us in the face, or so the Germans might have us believe. I do not do it justice. If you can actually, subsequently, Corey Good got a lawyer, wanted to develop a video game based and a graphic novel. So the graphic novel he was successful in making through Gaia, through the help of David Wilcock. After the graphic novel was released, Corey Good wanted to go a step farther and create a video game based on all the stuff that he's been talking about. And so when he wanted to make a video game, he got a lawyer. He lawyered up. Then he went and got patents and copyrights on everything that he said in that entire time. Even when I say the words 20 and Back, apparently I am copyright infringing on him, because he owns everything that he has said in the entire 8 seasons of Gaia. So if you go to Gaia now, you're going to see that David Wilcock is no longer affiliated with Gaia because of this situation. And if you go to the show Cosmic Disclosure, it's Emery Smith that is the host, who was initially a guest on the show. He was one of the ones, he never claimed to be part of the 20 and Back program, because the 20 and Back program, in my opinion, it doesn't exist until I'm shown further evidence. You know, like I was honestly, if you watch these 8 seasons, you will be a believer. In conclusion, if you do sign up to Gaia today, please tell them that Justin S over here recommended you. I think it's a phenomenal website. I have loved watching. You know what? I might even showcase some stuff from Gaia in the future here, but for now, keep your stick on the ice. And remember, guys, if you can't fix it with duct tape, you're not using enough duct tape. See you next time.